Oh, I should change my battle board. This isn't really a jungle battle board deck. I should put probably a forest battle board deck, get my casual on. See, it seems decent. So, Ice, these are resources that weren't in my other deck. So, Ice are kind of use the digital design space that Hex has really nicely. So, when I play this out, I get to do a mechanic called Fate Weave, and Fate Weave basically lets you stack your deck. So, this hand really needs to draw a third resource. So, when I play this Diamond Ice out, I get to go ahead and choose stack a resource on top of my deck. So, I'm guaranteed to draw a resource next turn now. Opponent's playing Takahito here. 3 charges, sacrifice a troop, gain 3 health and draw a card. Not only is it during the middle of the day, Nerdster, but it is the week of the Pro Tour. It is the week of their largest event where their professional players are testing on Magic Online, and they can't play the game and test. Like, it's so ridiculous. Pay your engineers, Watsy, to work overnight like every other reasonable company. I want to know, like, what are they even doing that takes 6 hours to do? Or 9 hours to do? Like, I can't even... Like, I'm trying to think about, like, what could possibly be going on that they need 6 hours to do it. Oh, this gets to diddle a troop when it comes into play, too. I was like, oh, they get to chump block, but this exhausts a troop when it comes into play. So we get to diddle this, and then we get to hit them with Righteous Waxshot. Sweet. And then, honestly, I might Winter's Grasp this. Is this deck playing enough resources? How many resources are in this deck? There's 24. This deck's probably a resource or two light. I guess we have Palm of Granite too, though. That's gross. They're gonna sacrifice that and probably kill my Wax Shot. Yeah, I guess with Palm and the Coin Makers, 24 is probably fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. A lot of ways to get more resources in the deck. Yeah, they probably should have killed this card instead of my other one. Because that's one of the few things that can actually kill Brilliant, right? Because they can't be blocked or targeted by non-prismatic cards. That's a prismatic card. Yeah, I think I'm going to grasp their Naive Lackey here. Just like, my grasps aren't particularly good. I get to use my resources this way this turn. I guess this gives the opportunity. They have like a card that like Zenthos Hunger here. That I give them the opportunity to use it for that. Huh. Do I want to give this momentum? I think I do. I could see that. I just like kind of wanted to use my resources last turn in case I drew like a 3-drop this turn. Like if I drew a 3-drop this turn and then like I held this Decree of Banishing, I'd feel pretty bad about that decision. Hero Fall, my candle deal. Make a replacement friend. You're unbanned. Oh, right. You asked me to sword you. Have your sword back, Eldurathan. Drunken Hooligan. Gain health equal to... Yep. All right. So we're going to grasp the crap out of that one. Although I guess now that I'm going to Decree of Banishing this one, I think. Nah, I'm going to grasp it. Because if they have a way to destroy this constant, I really don't want them to get that back because it lets them draw a lot of cards. This card's pretty lackluster at this point in the game. So, Chasing the Rainbow is a pseudo ramp card that also allows you to grind a little bit. It has a mechanic called Rowdy. So whenever we play a card that costs more than this, we get its Rowdy effect, which ramps us, and then its cost goes up by 1. And then eventually, we can summon a 10/10 for 10 with it, with the gold elemental. Thankfully, we don't really need Leprechauns. This Brilliant looks like it's just going to, like, run the tables. Because they chose not to... They chose not to kill it with the Blightbark Paladin last turn. I guess if they have a troop here, they can sack it to gain some health here with Takahiro. That's pretty good. This gains them health too, right? You gain health equal to its defense. Yeah, so they're going to sack this and gain 8 here and draw 4. My source is in 1080p Animatronics. These Chasing the Rainbows are pretty poop top decks. I'm going to play the other one out here because if we play a bigger thing, we get double Rowdy triggers on them. So like if we draw a 3-drop, we'll ramp twice. Which card is... Oh, this card? Yeah, it's similar. It's similar. I don't know, like, if my opponent draws a way to, like, deal with the Annihilix here, we're gonna, like, have these Chasing Rainbows as things to kind of play as we go along. Marty with the commands, God bless. Oh, there's Massacre. Thankfully, this is a permanent buff from playing resources out. Succubi, yep. I think Palm's still lethal because it has momentum 3 at the moment. Yeah. Even a shard here is pretty close to lethal. Yeah, I should probably update that at some point, Fulgrim. I just haven't had time to poke at it. Working an actual job full-time again is, like, really cut into my time to do extra stuff like that. And we don't even need a Palm at this point, right? We just need, like, them to not have a Massacre. Yeah. Yeah, actually, the only thing that should need to be updated is I just need to get a card list with all the latest promo card codes in it, and, need the latest promo card codes and, whatever else those things are called. Need the promo cards and the latest set. It does get him back to Paladin. Shard! That's pretty good. Is it even that good? Thing has lethal, right? Do I just, like, play the Seeker on for 3 here? I think I'm supposed to play the Seeker for 3 anyways, right? Like, obviously it kills this and that's bad, but, like, this isn't getting through this anyways, and this just keeps bringing it back. Yeah, Seeker triggers the rainbows, which is nice. That puts me to 9. Oh, it kills my rainbows too. Fuck. Oh, that's so terrible. I forgot that they were going to go to 3s. I even talked about what Rowdy does. That's just good clean hexen right there. It is still lethal, but they have 3 cards in their hand, so, like, there's a good chance they have a piece of spot removal. good chance they have a piece of spot removal here. That was a pretty miserable play. And like a shard into any troop gives them a redraw. The redraw, thankfully, that is still... They're still dead though, right? They get their Drunken Hooligan back, but they're going to 5. So they need another Hero Fall Hero way to kill this Eternal Seeker. They could also have a way to... Okay, sweet, they're dead. Look at that. Not punished for being a big, dumb, stupid. I like not being punished for being a big, dumb, stupid. For I am certainly a big, dumb, stupid. Smush. You gotta know a deck is great when you're a big, dumb, stupid and get to it anyways. It's my favorite. Alright, so extra glory, extra seeker sounds great. I probably want to trim the Wax Shots against a Massacre deck, right? This is probably a Merry Caravan Wildlife matchup as well. I'm gonna trim the 4th Shamrock against a Hero Fall deck. I know I added the 4th one, but I think not having 4, not having an extra one stuck in my hand on average is good. I don't think Brosi-Buk is good enough here. They're kind of they're like, they have controlling elements, but they're also kind of more mid-rangey. Let's give this a go. I just always use the XT4 partitions. I'm gonna keep this hand because of Diamond Dice. Diamond Dice should help us find some action. You should create a swap space equal to how much memory you have about there, and then you should use the XT4 for everything else. This is nice, very, very nice. Sweet. Well, we're gonna get to ramp really hard here, right? Because we're gonna get to curve chasing the rainbow into a Palm of Granite here. That actually has to die. So this card says their death cries are also enter the battlefield effects too. So that one is a must kill on sight. 10 out of 10. Not particularly close. Get that dork off the table, please. Ices are 7 and 8, right? Yeah, here's a quick hit on introduction to Hex for if you have a Magic background. If you have any questions on specifics after reading that, feel free to ask here in chat. Always happy to answer questions. I think I want a Shamrock here rather than chasing the rainbow, like getting coins. So this card's super powerful. It's a 4/4 for 3. That whenever your opponent plays any non-resource card, it creates us a lucky coin, which gives us a resource in Fate Weaves. And then we can also discard 3 coins to play the top card of our deck for free. So usually you don't play the top card of your deck for free very often. You just like want a steady stream of resources that Shamrock can provide. So like even if my opponent just has like a piece of spot removal sight unseen for the Shamrock, he at least makes a resource for us. And here it looks like they don't have a piece of spot removal, so I'm getting to go ahead and make a bunch of resources here. So I think my next turn is going to be Palm into chasing the rainbow because I can't trigger chasing twice with both palms anyways. I've got 4 glories in post reserves. Do I want a champ power here? I don't think so. I don't really want to smack into these, I don't think. Yeah, letting you know whose turn it is. And there's the different battle boards have different effects. I'm actually going to change the battle board after this match because I like a different one with this deck. Exalted Pathfinder would have been the nut. So they sacked their thing, and when this dies, it draws the top card of my deck and turns it into a blood card, so they can guaranteed play it. They drew my Heart of Agony. Deal. Yep. I will take lots of lucky coins. So, Exalted Pathfinder was the best draw in our deck there. So this card, we just get to go super nutty this turn. This card says whenever you play a resource, you get to draw a card, and it has momentum, so it gets bigger. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Shamrock Goldfather here. I'm going to use my Champ Power and my Shamrock Goldfather, so let's play a lucky coin. And I'm going to guarantee I draw a non-resource here. And then my Champ Power lets me play an extra resource this turn, so I get to go ahead and play this Wild Shard out. I'm going to play the Remnant of Life, actually. Which lets me draw another card. And now that gives me enough to trigger this be able to play this Palm of Granite. This Palm of Granite's going to play another resource here, which lets me draw another card from this. And then I'm actually going to... I've got enough stuff in my hand that I'm going to go ahead and discard these 3 coins to play the top card of my deck for free. Glory, glory. Oh, we hit another resource here off the top, which lets me draw another card and make my dorks bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and Decree of Banishing this lethal guy so they can't block my stuff for free. And now we're at 10 resources, so even if we've run out of stuff to do in our hand, we can start making gold elementals with Chasing the Rainbow. Smush. And I assume they're going to chump block here, which just lets them draw a card off the top of my deck. Also, it's a 14/14. It's very, very large. Gobble, gobble, gobble. All right. So worth noting that this is their Pathfinder, and we can tell that they didn't draw this off of our deck, because they would have drawn it off of our deck, it would have blood thresholds. Their Pathfinder, probably not going to be quite as impressive as ours. And next turn, I get to Heart of Agony to jump up charges. So I get to use my Champion Power again next turn too, which is pretty great. It's a fucking Palm of Granite. Are there... I'm actually not sure offhand if there's still Wild Shards left in my deck, so let's find out. Oh, and I get to diddle this? Oh, they should be super dead if there's Wild Shards in my deck. I forgot he diddles. I forgot he diddles. Hopefully there's at least 1 Wild Shard left in here. There is 1 Wild Shard left. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then we play this, which gives us a charge. And then it lets me hit this, which then lets me play this lucky coin out. But they're already dead. I don't even need to play the other one. Oh, baby. Aggro. Up to some good gold there. Getting plat 2. Run a couple more nerds now before we wrap it up. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I don't know. I'm not going to be building Hex specifically into my schedule again, because it's just difficult to do with how much Magic streams I'm doing now, and family and all the other responsibilities. But I do plan to stream Hex with some regularity again. I think once the Immortal Gauntlets drop, I'm probably going to be focusing mostly on Immortal, because I really like non-rotating formats by and large, but we'll throw some Standard in on occasion. The Solace deck is just something I found from one of the events that Burgle linked me. It's not my deck list. Just something I copied and pasted. Yeah, tonight's going to be Vintage into Legacy Wannabe Beetle. We're gonna start with Sahelioth and then Sahelioth, however it's pronounced. The Sun Titan Planeswalker combo Oath. And then we're gonna play I think it's 4 color creatures and Maverick as well. My goal is to do 3. Oh, I forgot to change the battle board. You're a touch too slow. I never remember. I can change it during reserves. I'll do that. It sounds great. Turn 2 Artist, turn 3 Shamrock, turn 4 Pathfinder. Let's go. Let's go! Yep, turn 1, Sacrament Candle 2. It's good, strong 1, 2, 3, 4 curve. And why is it Spanish Inquisition? That's a good question. I do enjoy me some SI. Is that my favorite? In terms of like competitiveness, Blackwood Reanimator would probably have to be my favorite. That deck does explosive things. It's also very good. Like SI is fun, but it's like not terribly competitive, right? And you're the 3rd resource guaranteed here, so even if they can kill my Leprechaun Artist, we're gonna have to play Shamrock guaranteed. F4 Specialist, Marty Punker. Slam that attack with all button. So what does their champion do? This is another new champion I haven't seen yet. 6 charges, create 2 Blaze Elementals. So basically they get to attack us for 6 charges. So another aggressive deck probably. What's going on, Serpy Boy? Hey, Ketchup's about midway. We've been playing for about 2 hours. Huh. I think I'd rather wait to palm here. I think I'm gonna palm next turn while I already have Shamrock out. Actually, I might wait 2 turns here just because if this doesn't get returned to Cindered, and it didn't, this gives us a lucky coin, which means I can play the Exalted Pathfinder next turn, and then I can palming while you have Pathfinder out is kind of the nut. Whoa, that's a combat trip. All right, let's I activated their trap card, chat. I activated their trap card. I got 2. It's hard to be sad though, right? Because like Shamrock drew me 2 cards, so it's hard to be too upset about getting got there. Look, Baby Yeti was equal to Shamrock. They traded, okay? They traded. And then they should be pretty dead to this Palm of Granite next turn. Just gonna go absolutely insane. No blocks. So Palm lets me play 2 resources, and with the momentum on these, playing 2 resources in the same turn is just gonna be very brutal for them. Huh, okay. So we have them exactly dead, but worth noting because I played this, I actually couldn't play out the second Palm. So, based on the cards the opponent played, this is probably a Eternal Seeker out matchup. I probably want this extra Winter's Grasp. Do I want extra Glory or do I want extra Sunlit Sentence? It's probably Sunlit Sentence, right? Yeah, sets 5 and 6, where Matriarch is from, those rotate out with set 10, which will, what are we like a month or 2 months out from set 10 if they stick to the schedule? They also just announced better Immortal support, though, too. So, like, once your cards rotate out, you'll still be able to play them in Immortal. I really want to play Empress of Ice in Immortal. That was my favorite deck for a long time. Like that archetype a lot. Do I want to change the Annihilix gems? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I guess Swift Strike's pretty good, huh? Oh, yeah, Battle Board. This is definitely a Forest Battle Board deck. Terror Mill should be sweet, but at the same time, I kind of want to wait for set 10 to really explore Terror Mill because, like, the fact that we don't have the remnants for it seems really bad. Like, Terror Mill will be much better when we have remnants and wells for it. Yes, yeah, you can change your gems while reserving. I think that's enough prismatic troops. Is it specifically troop? It is troop, so chasing the rainbow doesn't do it. Oh no! Did my opponent tilt DC? I think this might be a tilt DC. We definitely went through the full time while reserving. So they probably did submit for reserves. I wonder if they tilt DC'd. Oh, it's annoying. Plug stuff. Oh yeah, we have sponsors and stuff, right? I don't know, I feel like Hex and Hearthstone is like these are my 4 fun things I'm not working and I feel super obligated to plug the sponsors. These people are great. If you're a new player who's thinking about buying into Hex, there's actually, look at that banner, happens to be right there. Hex Primal has the discount code Jeff5. Hex Primal buys and sells Hex TCG singles using code Jeff5. You can save 5% there. We're also supporting my stuff a little bit. I don't think we're gonna get to play Magic this morning. Magic, I'm gonna check their Twitter here and see if there's any updates. They last posted they were gonna be back at 2 p.m. CST. Yeah, still 3 hours from now for Magic, so probably won't be Magic till this evening. I'll be back at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. That's just like good quality life advice for everything speedrun. Just like never go on any forms ever. Roughly how expensive is a decent deck in Hex now? So the signature deck just got released, so for 25 bucks you can have a pretty good chunk of a tier 1 deck, and you can definitely with that $25 deck get into Cosmic with good play. You can also build Ruby Diamond Candles for like 10 bucks or so. And now some of the pricing on the decks that aren't included in the signature decks, they are going to vary, and some of them are a little bit more on the expensive side. But the signature decks are a good step towards making the game more accessible. So hopefully we'll see more things like that in the future from Hex. That's them acknowledging that they know their secondary market kind of got out of control and they're trying to rope it back in. So I appreciate. Yeah. Also, just the fact that they've added things like the Bash structure change and Cosmic Coins and now Immortal Gauntlets coming back. You have a reasonable path towards buying a starting deck and then taking that deck and playing with it to earn more in-game currency as opposed to just having to put more money in. So there's more flexibility. Once you have a deck, you can work your way into more decks and more cards with that deck. You won't even just have to play weekend tournaments once we have Immortal Gauntlets, Burgle. You'll definitely get a jump start from the weekend tournaments if you can like 4-0 or 3-0 split the Bash, but like Immortal Gauntlets will allow you to grind reasonable amounts too. Magic Online's live. Is it alive? I might have time to play one league if it's alive. And let's see if MTGObot is correct. They haven't tweeted yet. Hey, it's alive. All right, we had a salty disconnect anyway, so I think that's a good spot to wrap.